were just very absent. And yeah,
Agreed.
Compared to Na'Vi, sure, there were some moments of shakiness, but it was a team as a unit moving throughout the game, taking down their opponents. And yeah, Runa team are going to need to, of course, step up if they are wanting to take this to a game 3.
Is there any player on the side of Na'Vi that you feel like they could focus on trying to shut down?
Copy's the easy answer because he goes 12 on a 9, but also Boom just crushes his lane on the Axe with the assistance of Ari. So Nikki needs to do better in mid, and then I'd argue till the end on the Pos 5 needs to do better in the safe lane to ensure Boom doesn't just pop off. So the 5 and the mid need to step up a Runa team.
All right. Let's get into game number 2. Got the draft now on the screen, everything. Got TA Bristle taken out on one side, TB and the Hotel taken out on the other side so far. Could be seeing any Undying. One more band to come from Runa team before Na'Vi get their first pick hero. I'm wondering if Na'Vi decide to shake things up, try things out a little differently. Well, they'll be forced to. The Storm does get banned by Runa. So no chance of the repeat draft coming this time around.
The respect, especially because like the way that you draft it, I think as soon as you do this one time, you kind of break your opponent, right? It's like, imagine entering a draft and like first picking, like Arc 1, and then you lose to it. It's like, what do we do, right? It's obviously not to the same level, but when was the last time you saw Storm in the first phase set of bans? You haven't, right? At least in the last like couple tournaments. It really is a hero that's like a player specialty. So yeah, cool to see that Runa team is already a little bit shaken by it, and maybe in other series, lower or upper bracket against Na'Vi, they might have to think about Storm as well.
Always going to be in the back of their minds, that is for sure. And any team which comes against Na'Vi now going to have to be considering if they're going to just go first phase on that hero. This time around, we will get the Shaman. Do you reckon this is going to be an Ari Shaman or a Kaori Shaman, or are they still like leaving it open?
Admiral Conker!
I'd like to just 5. I know you can play it in 4, and like Na'Vi Junior. Again, that's the cool thing. Zayats was in my opinion, the first pro player to put Shaman on the kind of the map. It took teams an uncomfortable amount of time for them to play it. The fact that it took them like 3 tournaments for it to become like the most played was insane. But yeah, 4 position was where it was kind of like birthed, but it very quickly kind of shifted into other roles. Yes, it's always possible 4 or 5, but I think I like Kaori playing it, as he likes to be an annoying player. He was always the Phoenix that buys Hex. Why not be a Shaman that already has it built into you?
Absolutely, makes sense. You don't have to spend 4,700 gold or whatever it is for Hex these days. I think it's more than that, actually. It's a good money-saving technique from Kaori. And the Kunker's going to be coming out from Runa team again. Something they seem comfortable with, something which they can flex about, maybe. It did look good in the offlane for them, to be fair. Like, that was the one lane which was going okay until they left the Kunker out to dry.
It's the one and only kind of good sign from that team for sure. In that game, was the
in the lanes,
yeah, all the lanes specifically. Yeah, team sounded so blunt. I meant lanes, but you know what I mean. Yeah, gulp.
I think Albaca on the Kunker looked really good. I think looked good at least for the most part. Queasy on the Wind again, standing out to me a little bit. Obviously hard to stand out in a game where you're being shut out that hard, but he managed it somehow. Still making some nuisances of himself.
I just want to know where Copy's going to go with his next hero. Like, he played some Pango, he likes Storm. Like, he plays a lot of the heroes, but it's kind of fun to find like what's his current flair for the patch, right? Like, I can talk about his historically what he likes to play, but again, Copy thrives when he gets to play his like top 3 heroes. And hero depth, sure he has it, but he just doesn't look like the same player. Once he gets to like hero 5, 6, or 7, it's just not the same. They're taking a little bit of time here, Runa, with their ban. They take out the puck, so 2 bans. That's respect towards Copy.
Yeah, say tip of the hat towards him. But, you know, you're going to push him into playing something weird. You better be prepared for him to play something weird, because he does have a pretty deep hero pool. Copy doesn't really back away from picking something a little different if the game looks good for it. However, still plenty of good stuff left in the pool, so I can see them leaving it for later. You know, they might just take it now on the last pick before the bans for Na'Vi, because that would be the best position for them to pick Copy's hero in. But let's see which direction they want to go for it. Alright, so to start things off, we'll get presumably the Boom Doom. Could of course go over towards Yuragi if required as well. But I would imagine this doesn't really feel like Yuragi hero, and definitely feels like a Boom hero.
Both can play it.
Okay.
Shad, the previous carry for Na'Vi, was one of the few carry players that liked to play it. Before, of course, like Nightfall took it in, you know, to the tier 1 scene. Critically, Na'Vi need to make sure that they are not falling into the trap of lots of single target spells that Naga Siren can just combo break, right? If you doom someone or shackle them, and then there's a song, how do you fight? And interesting enough, they go for another big team fight spell. These are heroes that are very good at winning their lanes though, right? Like Doom is hard to shove out of lane unless there's like an Ursa there. Warlock often wins a lot of the safe lane. So winning lanes is one way to deal with Naga Siren. You have so much economy that you don't care if you get songed because you just continue running at them. But if the game is even, you put a Golem and a Doom down, Naga Siren sings, you run away, you now have a really nice window to take the fight. That's
always the concept with Naga, isn't it? But like,
it is.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to go that way that often, but yeah, if you can pull it off, then absolutely. It's it feels like
support Naga. If you're picking support Naga, then normally it does go that way. Like you should always be able to disengage. But yeah, at least in the last like week of Naga play, they have stepped up immensely in ensuring that's always possible.
Any itemization you expect from Naga to be able to help her achieve that?
At the moment, it's just Glimmer Clip and Blink. They're like the main 2 items you go for. So then like, you're always like scurrying around, you're invisible, you're saving someone, then you're singing, then you get like a Blink to like jump past. So yeah, they're the main 2 items to be able to achieve this.
Okay. And Weaver coming out for Runa as well. Flexibility on that, most likely support though. And yeah, I'll grab the Tiny. So, I mean, still tons of flexibility within Runa's draft. This is similar to what they did yesterday as well, where they're just kind of happy to play stuff wherever, leave you guessing, and leave themselves nice and open for the last pick here to really get a gotcha hero in there. Now Na'Vi should be grabbing the copy hero here, you would think.
Yeah, I mean, again, you think you're playing into a Tiny or a Kunkka, right? But Kunkka to offlane, Tiny to carry, suddenly there's a new mid. So that flexibility will be slightly annoying for Na'Vi, but the fact that you can have your mid pick here into 2 bans, you also can just ignore what they have. So okay, let's pick a hero that can play against Tiny or Kunkka, and then we'll ban any of the kind of nuisance flex heroes that gets enabled based on my pick. So I don't think Na'Vi are too concerned by how flexible Runa team's draft is. Again, when you look at the overall lineup, they don't have crazy damage. Like, if Kunkka is offlane and Tiny's your carry, they both need to farm a lot of gold to feel good. Your support duo doesn't really gank the map. Like, they run around a little bit on Weaver. Sure, you bug a guy, but it's like you need the Tiny to be there for the Weaver to kill, and they do go for the Ember. So if Na'Vi are respecting the flex, it will just be like Monkey ban, Husker ban. Alright, cool. Game's good, but we'll see if they want to overban here. Some teams don't even ban like the big anti-Ember heroes, which is, it's always fun to see when they're that confident. I think sometimes Spirit have done this before, where they kind of offer up the hero to their opponents, like, please try and pick the hero, like, we know that you want it. We'll see if Na'Vi have that confidence or if they just want to get rid of it for simplicity.
Let's see. Yeah, they will get rid of the monkey. There you go. Yeah, you have to protect this pick. It's it is vulnerable. And there's always like weird stuff you can pick against it, like Viper and whatnot, to really shut it down. But then, of course, you are putting your game at risk by taking something which might not necessarily work within your draft. It doesn't really do a whole lot. I'm gonna get the Axe ban coming out again. They don't want to play against another Boom Axe just in case. Again, that Doom is flexible, so you're banning out any carry or any offlaner which you don't like the look of. Have to thoroughly explore both roles. Do like the look of a lifestealer here though, for Na'Vi.
Yeah. It can work out quite nicely. Yeah, I think as soon as you see Kunkka, lifestealer always has like super high value. You just don't care about him the entire game. It deletes the Kunkka flex to carry, because Kunkka carry vs lifestealer carry. Lifestealer wins like pretty much every time. Yeah. If Na'Vi want to force the Kunkka in a certain direction, then picking lifestealer is pretty cool. But you are banning mid heroes to protect your Ember, so you aren't able to protect a potential, carry pick here, or through like offlane bans, etc. Because if you pick lifestealer, then now suddenly you have like an Enigma offlane, and Runa team get to play around Enigma, and it feels pretty good.
Yeah.
You'd have to put pretty tiny carry in that scenario. Again, there's a lot of options.
Or indeed. Final bans then. Na'Vi, what are you going to get rid of? There are plenty of options still available for both sides.
It's as simple as, do we need to ban to protect our carry? Do we need to I completely forgot about Deathruff actually. That is a good reminder. So not only is picking Ember harder now, because Deathruff is back in meta, which is a counter to Ember. Ember can't rotate, take your tower. As soon as DP hits Exorcism, Ember can't fight her. You slight spam, she siphons. So DP's really good. Monkey's good. Huskar's good. There's so many heroes actually that threaten Ember in the mid lane, and I go for a Tidehunter.
Okay.
I think the chuckle from Copy was like, maybe they Huskar me. Who knows?
Yeah. This is all right. Well, you can see there's a bit of trepidation from Coach Milan here as well, looking over Yuragi's shoulder.
There is a Doom in the mix, right? So that could be one deterrent for the Huskar, right? That's why they didn't ban it. They banned DP instead, but the same argument could be applied. Yeah, go on. What's up?
I'm going for a Tidehunter carry here. We did see, I can't remember which team did it, but if you're going to ever do it, then this is definitely the game for it.
I think Skidder did it a couple times, but yeah.
Yeah.
Doom and Tide can both be played in the carry, and Runa team, they identify the fact that it is a Tide or Doom carry, and they pick up the Medusa. Medusa is very nice against Doom, just for the fact that when you get doomed up, you don't care. You're just right-clicking anyway. You stand your ground, and it can be quite annoying. It feels like the draft of Runa team is very good once you get to like the Yuragi level of farming game 1, right? Like once we see the 2-3 items of Medusa, it should be like close to unkillable, right? But getting there will be difficult with how much skirmishing is in play for Na'Vi. You got the early pressure of an Ember. It's like the Ember v Tiny, right? Game 1, Nicky Cool had no major impact, right? He just kind of felt like he was there. This time he's on a Tiny. Can he get the active runes? Does he get the 6-minute rune, the 8-minute rune? How does it go against Ember? Like, Ember often does better in the Tiny matchup, but who makes the better play? Does Tiny get a Blink Dagger and then get a key kill? Does Ember just crush the map with Shaman Warlock? It's the mid lane is so important for Runa team to feel like they have the time to get Medusa into this game.
Absolutely, yeah. It's Nicky Cool, bit of pressure on him, and again, as you say, it's not the best matchup for a Tiny, so he's sort of putting himself in this position where he's like, all right, I'm gonna come through for you guys, don't worry. Ricky, not my day, but yeah, my Tiny's good. We got this one, don't worry. So is he be able to carry them through the mid game or not? Uppercut back on his Conquer at least, so a nice stable pick for them. But yeah, I mean, the impetus is also kind of on Na'Vi's side this time around. They have to be the team to sort of shut down this Medusa. If Medusa gets like 2k gold above the enemy carry, then they are going to have issues. They are going to have problems, and I don't think they have the solutions. Because, as you say, Doom, it's not really that Jim will fix it spell against Medusa, so this is a problem. Great voice lining from Kaori. Great voice lining.
Yeah, the throwback.
I mean, in this situation, it's very good. One time of the year you can use it with in context.
Yeah, true. I do love the one-time voice line.
Nope, Doom smoke literally immediately broken by Queasy. Lasted about 30 milliseconds. Well, Queasy came in and broke. He's having a look around. Oh, he's denying his own ward.
There might be a ward there, guys.
Yeah, I'm not convinced they even knew about that, to be honest with you. That it's very strange. Okay. Maybe they saw him place it there on the Weaver. Either way, Queasy's might go for the steal here. It's a little late though. Yeah, no, he won't. Just a bit of harassment coming out onto Yuragi. 2 for 2. Harry's using the on my way feature. Oh, he cancelled it. No shenanigans happening this time around with trying to kill people on the creeps. Just a bit of blocking from Queasy. I think it'll be alright as well. So nice honest lanes to start off here in this game number 2. Yeah, a lot of focus going to be on mid. Nicky Cool, he's the tempo set of this game. He has to come out of the lane with something. That's always going to be difficult in an unfavorable matchup. This one, it's not the easiest. Not super bad, but it's not the easiest. We don't see Tiny's come out ahead very often against Ember Spirits.
When Tiny gets to like high level, you'll be able to just shove the wave. But it's more about like the map play, right? Ember doesn't need to have incredible, items to be able to make sweeping moves throughout the map. And Tiny, you kind of want people close to towers, and you need to make sure you have your mana available because you're using so much of it to farm it. It just feels like Ember has the easier time to be the active mid, but we'll see how it does develop. In the top lane, it actually feels like both side lanes are set up to be just constant farm, right? Doom will farm against Kunkka. There's a world in which maybe with some levels, the Doom can die to Weave and Kunkka. And then the Tide and the Medusa just... 2 just beefcakes just hitting creeps, and that's about it.
Yeah, just some beefcakes smacking down. Not really much going to be happening, I would imagine. I think in general this will be a pretty quiet laning phase. Could be wrong, but feels unlikely that anybody's going to suffer too much in these games. Ari trying to be aggressive. He's got the chicken fingers as well this game. Super annoying ability. Really good for messing with CS. Good way to secure a deny for free without having to use any mana for it. Run somebody into a chicken. But no big snake, sadly.
Slight CS advantage again to Na'Vi. And only 2 to 3 per hero, but already setting the foundation of what happened in game 1 to be repeated. And just in regards to just who came out ahead in lanes, Na'Vi just showing that they are very, very good at maximizing the CS playing together. Watching bot lane, also like Ari and Boom, setting up the range creep deny, getting the deny, making sure the snake didn't connect in time.
Yeah, it's a little difficult with the heroes they have, especially on support. They don't do a ton of shutting down. They don't do a ton of prodding for this laning phase. There's Albica getting run down here. Might need some help, and well, he's not going to find it. Ooh. He actually stepped out for just a second there, but it doesn't really matter. Albica dies, Kaori dies as well. Easy. They're getting a whole lot as Kaori. They've got the first blood though, so you're actually going to be a little disappointed about that one. Would really like the extra cash injection for himself. In that situation, there wasn't any losing it. They just had to try and get it as quickly as possible because someone was about to die.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we've actually stepped out for a second. And then I feel like Kaori, if he doesn't get the Lotus, would die. I mean, to be fair, he doesn't even use the Lotus in the end. Maybe it doesn't even matter.
I'm sure we're full resources. He was going to get first blooded first. Oh, looking great for Boom down here in the bottom lane. Farming, getting most of the creeps. He hasn't really missed many. Same with Copy in the middle lane.
Medusa, you're never going to shove out a Tide from lane. Often, like, when you pick Tide Hunter, you want to pick it in like a closing position of the draft where you can protect it, right? You don't want to see the Ursa, you don't want to see like an overwhelming amount of like a Tusk Lina or something that can also threaten. But yeah, Boom is complete free farm. The aggression on both side lanes is forcing us to have the off-screen camera multiple times. Like, no one's dying, but they're all getting poked.
Yeah, it's a stressful time for poor Patrick, our observer. Yep. Oh, Shackle down on the bottom side, though. I go for Shigetsu here. Shigetsu very low. One more anchor smash will bring him down. Medusa, she's gone.
Tide killing a Medusa. You don't see that often.
Really don't, but when Ari's in the lane, he could make it happen. Shackles,
hey.
Very good ability.
And Boom's in the lane. Come on. Stop showing that UK bias.
No bias here, sir.
Okay.
Shaman's just a disgusting hero.
Yeah, go on. Backpedal your way out of this one.
Looking upwards.
We got you in 4K on 3 different streaming platforms.
What a plug, actually.
Yeah, no worries.
Good job.
Yeah. I won't name them because I don't know what the legality is on which one we should.
Copy senses something is wrong. Knows there's a support nearby. Doesn't really want to give him anything unnecessarily. So just kind of hanging out, waiting for the 6-minute rune as well. Going to be pretty important. So flame guard up, shove the wave. Avalanche toss going to take away all of that flame guard except for one. Wow, he's got one shield at the moment, which is allowing this flame guard to stay up. There we go. Gets taken away at last. Nicky cool. Getting low. We're going to get himself a haste rune. Very, very nice for him.
Run straight away back in.
Yep, and there's the toss coming out. Oh, he actually tosses onto Copy though. I was fully expecting him to try to go for the crash landing, and under the tower, he's just going to die. Nicky cool. That wasn't Nicky cool at all. That was Nicky lame. Now Queasy also getting chased down. Ari though doesn't really have the mana to do anything to him, so we'll just be eventually walking away. 6 stick charges available as well.
And he doesn't go for another right click. Doesn't really show the ward either, right? Like if he went for that final right click, would have revealed that the high ground vision was in play. But yeah, Nicky cool gets a haste rune and he wants redemption, and unfortunately just fails miserably.
yeah, it didn't really look good at all, but. Nevertheless, feeling the nerves of the qualifiers a little bit, feeling the nerves playing against a team like Na'Vi.
Again, don't forget, guys, this is the upper bracket. If you are a Runa team fan, if they are to lose this series, they will be going to the lower bracket. Plenty of opportunities for them to still make a run inside the qualifier, to learn and to kind of shape themselves. And also for Na'Vi, they're to drop a game. They have a game 3 to bounce back. No eliminations here this evening.
Nope, just dropping down to that lower bracket.
Against Cyber Goose. They are waiting. They are...
Geese are waiting.
They're awkwardly there.
Shackles are out, but... Oh my god, okay. Doom's going to be there from Yuragi.
And then Ari gets the kill.
Yeah, nice job, Ari. Good job.
Yeah, clean kill. Good solo kill, yeah.
Hannah's mid lane is really boring. Nicky cool comes in, shoves it. I can't help it. I mean, Patrick's also enthralled by it as well.
Talk about anything else. It's fine.
I wanted to point out how...
Golem!
Oh, there's a golem! That's exciting! Mid lane is all kicking off right now until the end. It's going to get dropped, and they're still trying to fight into his golem. They're not respecting Kaori's golem whatsoever, and maybe for good reason. Getting kind of low here on Ari and on Copy, but Kaori's got a Shadow Word out onto the Shaman, which is making it very difficult to actually bring him down, and Albuquerque is getting chunked at by Copy, by Kaori's golem. And you gotta question that one. Is that really necessary to force that engagement when this Warlock's golem's just pounded away at you the whole time? 1,200 damage, indeed, Patrick. It's too much damage.
Players always seem to forget how early Warlock can get the Golem, and now straight back into the mid lane with the Fatal Bonds, with the Remnant and the Flame Guard. That is plenty of damage to just chip down their opponent. Again, not some explosive kill, but you get the kill.
I mean, Queasy until the end, and actually doing work in the back lines though. How much can Poppy clean up here? Well, this Golem is still alive! For God's sakes! 2 fights into the Golem now. When will they learn?
I don't think they will.
Chaos reign.
It's very thematic, you know, the Ember Spirit playing around with the Golem. Pretty cool. I'm a fan.
1,000 gold lead. Oof. The network.
They have another big ulti.
Yeah, they have
another big ulti to play with. Yeah, exactly, on Na'Vi, but they just didn't really need it that whole time. He was just like, nah, I don't need to TP him in that one. You guys got it covered.
And the double supports plus Ember Spirit sweeping across the map, ensuring that the runes are contested. Nicky Cool got the haste rune last time. Sure, he instantly died after, but
I was going to point that out. You still don't want to give him another chance to get it.
Exactly. He's not going to dive in tier 1 instantly after that one. Also, like Nightfall, when he gets level 6 on Doom, he was like, "Go hero!"
Nicky run under tower, under tier 2. Go, go, go. One thing I do want to point out though is that it really is important that you give your Tiny some ammunition in that situation. One of the reasons why he didn't get that kill and ended up dying under that tower is because he didn't have anything to toss. Like, it is kind of on your teammate to get close enough to be a toss target there. Otherwise, the crash landing's not going to work. You're not going to get the kill onto the Ember, and then you're going to die.
You think there'll ever be a facet which enables Tiny to toss himself?
There's a lot of directions I could go with this T-Gun, but I am still restrained. And I will just say, I'll just leave it at that. We're professionals and we'll move on.
Oh, God. Cruel, cruel man. I was trying to be wholesome and talk about patch notes and... well,
no theory crafting data.
Welcome to the road to DI. Natus Iron's dead.
Yeah, she is a bit. Snake's committed. If it's and Golem, my God, that was very cruel. Not necessary. I don't know. Either way, I'll bring it down, and of course now you've got the Golem to take the wave with, to take the tower with. Ari can steal waves with the snakes if he so wishes. Do they have the attack range? Oh, they don't quite have the attack range. You're gonna have to watch them walk past and give them to a stinky core instead. Unlucky.
This is a much cleaner game though from Na'Vi. Like, the lanes are efficient, the map move, going from lane to lane. Like, Runa's getting pressured top. As I say that though, this shouldn't work. I'd be surprised if you kill a level 9 Tidehunter.
Yeah, with Ravage.
There are 5.
He can just get a 5-man Ravage whenever he feels like it, by the way, guys. Here we go. Oh, whoa! 5-man Ravage coming out from Boom! That is very impressive. Nicky Cool is going to die. They're going to go looking for more. Albica on the run, on the conquer, trying to get himself out of this one, but Copy's there with the chains coming down. Ravage just catching out everybody and setting them up for a very, very smooth fight there, Na'Vi.
It's a level 9 Tide at 12 minutes. And you're trying to kill him with like a Kunker and a Naga and a yeah. I'm baffled, mate. I wouldn't have expected that one.
They seem a little bit broken.
They do seem a little bit broken. Yeah. Boom has earned the right to TP anywhere, right? Like, sure, on the Axe he'd have died, but on a Tide, mate, go to town. Do as you wish. I'll be with an arcane rune. Ooh, that is just menacing. Right, nice toss to put the Ember behind the Shaman there, and they have to back away. Yeah, I'm intrigued to know what Twitch chat's going to say when they see the 5-man Radiant attempt of killing a Tidehunter.
That could be a difficult situation, because, like, there were just 5 heroes running in a Tidehunter. Obviously, he's going to press Ravage. Obviously, he's going to get a 5-man, but, like, might just not say anything, kind of make my job very hard.
But Radiant don't do damage. Naga Siren is control, right, through Ensnare and Soul. Weaver is enabling others through Swarm. Tiny's dead mid.
Yeah, Nicky Cool has less net worth than the Warlock, so very shortly. Actually got a wave with that toss.
There, yeah.
Damn it.
Ruined your point.
Very much so. Any minute now. Any minute now. I'll repeat that one.
Go, quickly, go.
Tier 2 tower goes down, and, well, guess what? Nicky Cool, the Tiny, has less net worth than Kaori on the Warlock. Awful.
Powerful.
I didn't enjoy saying that at all. It's a horrible game for Runa. It's feel filthy. I'm gonna go try and... Oh, no, come on. Let them have the wisdom, at least. No, absolutely not. Boom's gonna take it. Nobody is wise around here. Albaca just trying to bug out and get to the bottom lane. Draggy takes one shrine, Boom takes the other. Now rich in XP. I love watching the sharp drop in the XP graph whenever they take the wisdoms. Copy. Nice catch here. And then with the golem coming down on top of them as well, it's good damage, but they've got the song to disengage with, so golem not really going to be able to do a whole lot, although they're still chasing, and Emma Spirit's still got plenty of juice left in the tank, going to be able to catch out until the end, going to force out the mirror image, and nice little torrent there, just going to hold back Yuragi as well, so no doom down onto anybody. They will back away. That's what you want to see from the Nagasara, and the reset button coming out.
Unfortunately, the best place so far of Runa team in the game was running away with Song.
Yeah. I mean, it's why they picked it.
Yeah. I haven't spoke about Shigetsu too much, but he will be getting the Manta shortly. But after Manta, is there enough room on the map when you're 10,000 gold down to use the illusions effectively to generate enough gold? Is it a butterfly game? Is it a Skadi game? It already feels like you want to see a Daedalus as quick as possible, but to get to Daedalus, you need at least one of the items I just mentioned. So if Runa team are to win this game, they need their Medusa to ignore them as much as possible. The team has to buy as much time, make moves on the map, and it is so hard against Shadow Shaman and Warlock. When they go to a fight, it's their fight. That's Nagasara. Does actually die in base.
Didn't quite make it out with that TP, unfortunately.
That's in the Mage Slayer tick, I believe. 14 damage in base. Oh, bad man.
Well, Boom got the kill, so it must have just been a bit of delayed damage from.
Oh no, yeah. In that case, it was tied. Yeah. Wait, how does that? How's his body?
I mean, it just sometimes happen where your body just leaves.
Yeah, true.
Your soul is already dead.
Yeah, I didn't see who killed the Naga. Whoopsie. I was like, what's the only dot on him inside base? All right, check Ember. I could have done the easy answer, just press enter and gone, oh, type killed him. So went for the hard answer and fair one.
This game is very much on the tracks right now for Na'Vi. There is not too much left in it. Runa, it all comes down to their Nagasara. Their Nagasara. It doesn't come down to their Nagasara at all.
The mana boots Nagasara.
Can she carry them? Probably not.
She just has to hit Deluge 30 times. Oh wait, yeah. Were you aware of the bug that happened last night during like 2 pubs?
What, the wards?
Yeah. Were you playing Dota at the time?
No, I was watching from the sidelines.
It was hilarious. You just like randomly playing, and my enemy Pudge just whipped out 122 observer wards. I'm like, I'm in a ranked game. He gets 122. I thought I was being polite by only taking 16. You know, I was like, they're doing it. I'll do it. I'll chime in.
So then you just get a gem and just like free farm the map.
That's what we did. Visual was the enemy team had a leaner. So it's like, you want to find the leaner, right? They had a gem and 120 billion wards. It was very funny, but at the expense of my MMR, what can you do? But maybe that's what we in the team need. They need some like gift from Gaben, like a patch to drop mid game that makes like mana shield that never lose mana or something. It is looking.
That seems like the only hope at this point. Yeah. Doom's very, very scary at this point as well.
They just don't have a damage item. That's my big concern. Like normally at this stage, when the game has slowed down this much, you often look to a hero and go, okay, they're slowing the game down because there's an item on the horizon, right? Nagasara sings to keep herself alive, but the Tiny has a blink dagger. That's it. The Kunkka bought a pipe. Sure, you're going to keep the team alive. Not very effective with the Medusa, right? And Medusa has only Manta. She's looking at Mjolnir. So it's like, everything still feels like it's up in the air for this team. Where Na'Vi, you click across every hero. It's like, I can kill you on any hero, anytime, anywhere. They need to keep dodging as much as possible.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Get your Medusa some time to get online, get her items. He's going for this Mjolnir. Now, Mjolnir's decent, but like it really becomes good when you get the Aghanim's as well, I feel. So,
yes. It's nice having little procs on, or increasing the chance of having a proc active for Medusa. There we go. That's the best way of wording it.
You get one pretty much every, as long as there's enough targets, you'll essentially get one like every right click, which is kind of cool. Till the end, gonna be okay this time around. Doesn't have to expend too much to get out of that one. Song kill still on cooldown, of course, so a little bit tricky. And now, Serpent Wards attacking the tower. Boom attacking the tower. Yuragi attacking the tower. They don't want to give this Medusa a chance to farm up back into this game. Shigetsu forced to come back and start pecking away, but she is doing absolutely nothing to these two big boys at the front. Boom and Yuragi just do not care about this Medusa. Snake Lady being allowed to do whatever she wants here. Yeah, Gorgon's graph away. Throw out your Mystic Snakes. It does not matter. Melee Barracks going to get taken. Mage is still up on the Doom, but Rang actually wants to go for the Manta.
Get rid of Ensnare. You can get rid of the Medusa root as well. Nice. Yep. Good move speed. You already have the critical strike from the Alpha Wolf that you consumed. So any move speed to get you into the fight to then apply those crits will feel really nice.
Yeah, that is true. And of course, you've got the illusions with the radiance on them to split push waves for you.
Right, this build was ornamented. The pack leader aura was, I believe, like pioneered by Amar, at least in pro play. But he would go for like S and Y. And then the carry players looked at him like, wait a second, this is really good. Especially with the innate, right? Where because you're higher level than your enemy, you do more damage. So you have the crit plus the additional 25% damage that you have from level pain. Doom carry in a snowball game is just a monster.
Yeah. Does way more damage than anybody expects. And has
Tiny is still lower net worth than Warlock, by the way. I kind of expected that.
Ugh.
You know, 7 tosses later and Nikki calls back at it, but no.
But the shard contributes to your net worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kaori just got like a free injection of 1,400 gold.
No, let's not talk about facts here, no matter which.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, he's just out farming him. Yeah. Hitting more creeps.
Well, Navi's in a better position to provide the shard to their Warlock, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Donations also... Oh, cost back. Very small cost.
Yeah. Onto Boom. Boom doesn't... I mean, he's starting to care. He's getting low. Torrent's going to catch him out as well. Okay, maybe. Boom might be going down here. He's got the Ravage available still, though. And he's just going to leave. He's going to walk away. I wish I could walk away from my problems like that.
Oh, what a war track.
Oh, no. He's stuck. They will sing and kill off the snakes and get the Medusa out of there. But Shigetsu is now so low. Copy jumping in deep. Ravage from Boom as well. It's not enough to finish off Albaca or Shigetsu. Yes, it is. Copy gets in and doesn't get dragged back into the fountain, surfing on the steps of the Radiant base. Harry might have taken a step too far forward and, well, will be killed off for it. So they'll lose somebody at least. Yuragi's still focusing on this base, attacking away at the ranged. Boom going to come back in and start getting away with the melee. Another toss back though. This time onto Yuragi. 6 seconds left on that Aegis. This could get awkward. Nah, he's going to die.
Onto the jump.
Yeah, looks a little difficult now for the side of Runa, but they're going to start buying back on heroes and forcing Na'Vi out. No copy. Oh, Boom's in. Boom says, oh, actually, you know what? This contract, he could die. Nice little wave coming out from him, but Ultica does indeed go down, so Boom gets his target. Medusa still just hitting away from the sidelines, though. Medusa's getting off a fair amount of damage, and now the Spirit Vessel coming back onto Copy. Copy, he's gone. That is an Orchid coming out for Queasy, by the way. Catching out Copy. This could be a big turnaround here. They're going to go towards Doom as well. Yuragi on the run, needs to get himself through. He's got the Mantle available in just 2 seconds. Nikki, cool. He's gone again. They'll drag Boom back in. Shigetsu still has the mana to work with. Is still a threat, but she is getting so very low. But a second Stone Gaze coming out as this fight has lasted so damn long. Boom. Can they finally bring him down? I don't think so. Queasy, though, finding Ari on the back blood. This Weaver being an absolute menace now, coming back to try to deal with Boom, to try to help the team take out this big damn Tide. The Swarm gonna help out, get down the armor, get them in the damage, and Boom will finally fall. Shigetsu gets the kill, gets the 500 gold. That was a little bit messy, but a ton of buybacks coming out from Runa at the same time as well.
Yeah, so the Medusa had to buy back, the Kunkka had to buy back, the Tiny had to buy back, the Naga Siren had to buy back, and the Weaver didn't. So, but they eventually killed the Tide Hunter. Signs of life for Runa team, and that's why, at least for Runa team, they're gonna be like, imagine if the lanes went a little bit better. Why couldn't we get to this stage of the game where, you know, the Tiny's tossing people back and our high ground defense is formidable? Of course, Na'Vi, they really had to dive there. The start of that engagement all was because Tide got brought really, really low. But with multiple buffs from the Warlock, the Solar Crest, the Glimmer, the Shadow Word as well for the heal, they kept him alive and he didn't want to Ravage. When it looked like he had a multi-hero Ravage, the Naga Siren was in a position where she just sung and then Ravage is wasted. So there was a reason why Boom didn't initially use the Ravage, but the fact that it took so long to then take the dive at least gave Runa team a way to fight. But you died, you had 4 buybacks, all spells are available for Na'Vi. It would be shocking to think that Na'Vi can lose this game, right? Like, they just have to run it down a lane together, kill any of the heroes that don't buy it back, and they're going to be in a really good spot. And already they're finding the back line with Ari on the Shadow Shaman.
This is good. This is good. Competitively coming through as well. Matt is going to lock down Ari, but he's still going to get himself away. Running down the river as a chicken very, very quickly. Shigetsu coming in. Just trying to run back to his team, actually, who are behind the Medusa at the moment. This is getting awkward. They're running out of mana on the Medusa here. She's getting off good clicks, but it's not enough. Ari locks her down. Yuriaki gets him killed. And that is GG. 25 minutes. Yuriaki, an absolute demon on the Doom. And they do take down Runa after all.
Really, really dominant win. And this is what we expect to see, right? From a top 2-seeded team in the qualifier, we are expecting performances like this. I think that's why we're probably both shocked still from... I'm still shocked from the Aurora series, right? The fact that it took, like, what, 60 plus minutes for Aurora to beat out